When God provides us beyond what we need, why should the default be keeping? Why shouldn't it be giving? Why not set a finish line beyond which you give it all back to God? Where you say, Lord, okay, here's the level that I'm comfortable living at. I know a couple of young men who graduated from Harvard Business School, MBA guys who have committed that this is the amount that they are going to live on. Now, it is not a modest amount. One of them's living, I believe his line is $100,000 a year. Put that in the globalrichlist.com and see where it falls, and it's way up there in the mid 99 point something percent of wealthy in all the world. But when he is already making way more than that, and he's giving away all that's beyond that, then it means he's going to live at that same level if he's making millions of dollars. And why not? I know people who make millions of dollars and give away 90% of it, 95% of it, or whatever it is. And the joy that they have, and now they're not just living lives where you're supposed to feel sorry for them. And I'll never forget. Let me do this. Let me close with this illustration years ago. You know, I told you that because the royalties were taken or given by us to these different ministries over the years. And that's a choice that we made, and at first it was protected from being taken by the abortion clinics and all that, but then after a while, I think I told the story that then we had the choice. We could either keep it or give it, and we said, you know what, we want to keep giving it away. Well, one time when my youngest daughter, Angela, we were in high school together, and we were taking a bike ride in our neighborhood. And we came to a house that was the most beautiful house we had seen anywhere within easily 5 miles of our house, ever. And we were both looking at it in a new housing development. This place was spectacular. Now, I realize that it's different in different parts of the country, and it's certainly different here in Southern California. So when I tell you the amount, you will not be blown away. If you're from Arkansas, you'd be blown away to hear that this house was $500,000. In Southern California, you would not be blown away at the idea that somebody could live in a $500,000 house. But in Oregon, $500,000, I mean, this was incredible. So we're standing there, we're looking at it, and it was for sale, and it was $500,000. And we're looking at it, and Angie says, look at that, look at the view of Mount Hood, and look at how big it is, and look at how beautiful the landscaping is, and all that. And all of a sudden, it dawned on me. And I looked at her and I said, hey, Ange, did you know that with what we gave away from the royalties last year, we could have paid cash for this house? And she said, now she knows what we do with the royalties. She says, no kidding. And I said, do you wish we would have? And she looked at me, knowing where the royalties actually went, to all these missions organizations that she's excited about just like we were. I say, do you wish we would have? You know, spend it on the house? She laughed, and she said, are you kidding, Dad? It's just a house. It's just a house. Now, our house is fine. Our house is just fine. You know, nobody should feel sorry for my daughter having to grow up in this house. It's a great house. But when I saw that, I went, thank you, Lord, that in your sovereign plan, you allowed us to be in a position where even at first, just to protect it from being taken, we gave it away. And now we've chosen to give it away. And several people have said to me, you realize what you could have done with all that money over the years? If you just would have, you know, kept it, whatever. And I said, well, whatever it is, I think my daughters came out better. And I think my wife and I have come out better. And I think there's treasure in heaven. And I think that God has blessed us richly. And I can tell you this, there's nothing we could have done with that money that would have made a greater difference in God's kingdom, in the world, and in eternity. And there's nothing we could have done with it that would have brought us more joy or even as much joy as what we have done with it.